we're asked to perform this long division and write the remainder as a fraction. When we go to write long division, we want to write that the divisor, x minus 3, is going into the dividend. X cubed plus, well, we have no x squared term, so as a placeholder, we're going to write a 0x squared. Then minus 2x minus 25. Next up, there are 3 steps that repeat for a long division process. Divide, multiply, subtract. So first up, we're going to divide. We take the leading term here divided by the leading term here. That is, we take x cubed and divide it by x. This leaves us with x squared. So I like to keep my like terms lined up, so I'm going to put this in the x squared column. The division is done, so the next up, we move to multiplication. So we're going to multiply the answer we just got, x squared, times the entire divisor. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared. That was the multiplication step. Let me put a 1 there. Next up, I'm going to move to subtract. So that means I'm going to subtract this entire row. So x cubed minus x cubed, those cancel out, which is good. That's what we want to have happen. 0x squared subtract negative 3x squared is positive 3x squared. Negative 2x minus nothing is negative 2x. And minus 25 subtract nothing is minus 25. So the subtraction is now done. Let's move back to the front of the order and divide again. So that means we're going to take our leading term here and we're going to divide it by the leading term in the divisor. So we're going to take positive 3x squared and divide that by x. And this gives us positive 3x. Again, I like to keep my like terms lined up, so I'm going to write positive 3x. I'm going to put this in the x column. So we've done our second division. Now we're ready to multiply. So we take the 3x that we just got and we distribute it to everything in the divisor. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 3 is negative 9x. And that was the multiplication step. Next up, we're going to subtract. So 3x squared subtract 3x squared cancels. Negative 2x subtract negative 9x is positive 7x. Negative 25 subtract nothing is negative 25. The subtraction is now done. Let's move back to the front and divide again. So we're going to take the leading term here, divided by the leading term here. So that is, we take positive 7x and divide it by x. This leaves us with positive 7. I want to keep my constants lined up, so I'm going to put the positive 7 over the minus 25. And that was our division step. Next up, we go and multiply. That means we take the 7 that we just found, multiply it by everything in the divisor. So 7 times x is 7x. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. That was the multiplication step. Next up, we subtract. So 7x subtract 7x will cancel. Negative 25 subtract negative 21 gives us negative 4. And so the subtraction is done. Next up, we would move back to the division step. However, negative 4 divided by x we can't do because there are no more x's to cancel. So we're done. We've identified the remainder. This negative 4 is the remainder. And so the way that we present our answer is we take the quotient, which is what we found up on top. The divisor is the thing that we divided by, and the remainder is the this final number that we got in the end. We're going to write our answer as the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. So we write our answer as x squared plus 3x plus 7 plus negative 4 over x minus 3.